Hello everyone, Wrecker here, Wrecker Runs, DC Universe Online, coming at you with a new video, do our ice tank build and guide updated for 2020. So thank you for watching and just really appreciate everyone who's checked out our updated Rage video and really appreciate all the likes and the new subs. If you haven't gave me a sub yet, I really appreciate it if you would. And, excuse me. And I really do appreciate all the likes and all the comments and input. I really do appreciate that. And I really appreciate you watching. I'm going to give you two builds today. One with the lasso artifact and one without the lasso artifact. And I'm going to go in depth and tell you why I do what I do with ice. And I've tested this in the new Anniversary Elite raids. And I've tested it in the elite content from the latest episode, Legion of Superheroes. So ran this a lot and I've had some good success with it. And without further ado, we'll go ahead and show you. For me, the best way to show you how to do it, to respec and build, is just to do it. So I'm going to go ahead and respec here. The first thing I always start with is my movement mode, simply so I don't forget. You want to make sure that you get the restraint resistance and the stun resistance. Those are essential as a tank, but I believe they're important no matter what role you are to help keep you alive, so you're not dying being a detriment to the group. Next, your weapon. Your weapon choice is very important for a tank. You want to use something that you can have a quick lunge with, and something also that you can regenerate your own power with, because there are going to be times when you're going to need to do that. I use the one-handed for the iconic look, but also it has a very quick lunge and a very quick combo where I can build up some power, so I'll make sure that I get that. Next, we'll go into our iconics. That hard light shield is the best shield in the game. It's the staple of this loadout. It's your strongest shield, and it'll be the first shield that you'll get. I always get the mesmerizing lasso, even if I don't have that artifact, just in case that I'm in somewhere and I need to single tone a target. I make sure that I have that available to me. Amazonian Inflection is another really good shield. That's for, and I'll go over this on our max protection loadout when I get into this in depth, more for that elite content that's out right now, or survival mode type loadout. That would be when we want to use that. Now my stat points, and the reason that I do my stat points like I do, we'll look at ice first and then I'll explain to you why. Let's go up and look at the power description. Here we go. When you get to tank row, your ice armor increases your defense by 35% when not blocking. When you take damage that is not absorbed by a shield while in tank row, it reduces the cooldown shadow strength for a second. So now here we go, the tank row. You gain the following benefits in tank row: 65% defense while not blocking. Your superpowers taunt enemies. All that means is I'm going to hold their attention to me instead of their attention being on the group, because that's your job as the tank, is to hold that attention to you. So your defense is what your buff is as the ice tank. That's the essence of your power. So there's no way that you can, there's no stat. There used to be a stat point where you could go into defense first. We can't do that now. But I can strengthen my shields, which are directly affected from my defense, by using stats. And we want to go into dominance first as an ice tank, because dominance is combined with restoration to determine the potency of healing and shield abilities. At high level, dominance must be higher than the enemy's willpower. That, in other words, for you to be able to move, juggle, pull the adds, you got to have higher dominance to them. But if you look, the reason that I go dom first is that shield. Your shield is equal to 112% of your restoration plus 150% of your dominance. So you do want restoration, no doubt. It's a great secondary stat as an ice tank. But right there is why you go dominance first with your stat points, because it has the strongest effect on your shields, and your shields are what you are as an ice tank. That makes you what you are, as you're going to see as we go into this. So now we want to allocate the rest of those stat points. Want to go down the middle first and get hybrid. Besides the extra might, restoration, and bite you get 5% more dominance, which is actually 10% more because your dominance is doubled in tank rope. So now I've got to get 20 to go to the bottom. I get 10 in critical healing chance to up my chance of getting heals, and 10 in critical power chance to up my chance of getting power. Now I can get to the bottom. Now, if you just used one of that brand new 290 skip combat rating, and you've only got 90 skill points, so now we have used 32 of those skill points. Now you take the rest of those and dump them into dominance. Whatever you have left, pour it into dominance. I can max dominance out, and I still have quite a bit left. So now, whatever you have left after that, pour it into restoration, because that is the second stat for you as an ice tank. That's the second thing that affects your shield strength. And your shields are what you are as an ice tank. That's how you stay alive. That's how you keep the group alive. Your shields are your backbone. So now we'll go to our loadout. I always start from left to right in the order I'm going to use them. I'm going to pull everything to me with that inescapable storm. I'm going to clip that power, go straight into the hard light shield because it's my best shield. When it's about halfway on cooldown or it's been broken, I'm going to go ahead and go into Winter Ward. That's my next best shield. After that, Reflection. I'm going to rotate these two. If I get caught in between taking a lot of damage and I need another shield while those are on cooldown, then I'll pop my Reflection. In regular content, you can get by with just these two. That's a good one to have in your pocket. Resonating Gale's a wonderful pull. It's the only tank power that will group adds together at a distance from you. Besides, unless you're using an artifact, it's really cool. It'll group the adds up for you. Really like that. Now, if we were going into a boss fight, we were going to fight in this new elite raid that's in the anniversary event. I sub out Resonating Gale for that Amazonian deflection. Gives me an extra shield, and it's a really good shield, even though you get in that block mode. You don't lose aggro with it, and it'll help keep you alive in that oh crap moment. And speaking of which, that's one of my biggest changes in my ice tank build is I've went with hibernation. It'll save your butt through a one shot. It's a pretty good supercharge, and it rebuilds really quick. Go look at our white mods now. In my weapon, I use the absorption adapter because I'm going to be doing a lot of weapon combos anyways. You don't block as an ice tank. You just rotate those shields like I'm going to show you here in a few minutes. So as I use that weapon, I can build me an extra shield that you'll get with this absorption adapter. And it really comes in handy in the neck for fortified assault because we're not going to be blocking. Our defense is the essence of this tank's buff. So you want to buff it as much as possible. This right here is buffing it for you. In the back, I use Accelerated Winter Ward. It's the best shield offered to you in the ice power set, and you want to make sure that it gets off cooldown real quick. Hardy in my chest for that extra 5% health. Oh, I forgot about my head mod, that hibernation supercharge, so it comes back really quickly. And then you build that supercharge up really fast, and that stays full. That's not something you're going to use all the time, that supercharge, but it's great to have it built up for that oh crap moment to pop it. Really not a leg one that's great for me. Feet, deadly block for those times that you do have to block so that the adds don't get knocked away from you. They get knocked beside you. In your hands, some people argue with you. I like using regenerative shielding. It's not a huge heal, but it is a good heal good little heal. And after you pop so many shields as an ice tank, it gives you a shield. And as an ice tank, you don't heal yourself very often. So this is a good little heal to have just to help keep you afloat, help keep you going. In your face, these drop in the Starro content and then the new Legion of Superheroes 31st Century content. These face mines, as a tank, you want a dominance, one pure dominance. You see I get an extra 311 dominance, which is actually 622 dominance because your dominance is doubled in tank row. So with this build, you see my base stats, and you can tank anything in the game with it. The biggest thing that's different for me in this loadout is I didn't go over the artifacts, which I need to take that one out for this build because that's not this is the everyman with the non-lasso build. These two artifacts are essential as an ice tank. I think they're essential no matter what tank. The Manacles of Force, all shields or cooldowns are reduced by 10%. 50% of incoming damage reapplies over the next 5 seconds. When Unshakable's triggered, all your shields are reset. Well, it's not all, but the major shields in each power set. My whole point is it might knocks down your shield cooldowns by 10%, so you need this. You about have to have this. You guys really need to build this artifact up to about 160 to get really good benefit from it, but it can be viable about 140, but to be 160, you don't need to go to 200. I do a little overkill. But 160 will get you by, but you need Manacles of Force. It's essential as an ice tank. It's a have-to-have artifact. Mystical Sibilance of a 7 is really good too. When hit by an enemy, increase your defense by 5%. Remember, defense is the backbone of what you are as an ice tank. So you want to buff your defense as much as possible, and this does that. So does the Everyman prototype. You can see there, you gain 4% of max health converted to your defense, just according to how far your health gets down. At 30%, you gain 12% of your max health converted to defense. That's a really good artifact. I like it a lot, and I would still use it, but, and then that's my non-lasso build. I prefer using this new lasso artifact. I've had really good success with it. I don't have to use 2 pulls with it, and if I can find it, I know I just took it off. There it is. Showing everyone my build, buddy. But with this, I'm gonna drop in Escapable. I don't need Resonating Gale because this groups the ads for me, and it will single taunt a boss, hard taunt a boss to me. So that's my ice tank build and loadout, updated for 2021. I really think that the lasso is stout and strong. I'm going to show you this survival mode elite content. This is what I use when I'm by myself doing bounties. So I've done this build correctly, then I'll be able to go do some of these bounties. Won't knock the boss out, but I'll be able to stay alive and not get knocked out myself without anybody helping me. I think the best place, well, I know, in my opinion, to test your tank build and loadout is in the in-game content. So we're gonna go check it out, see if we can get in on a bounty here, and show you guys this build and loadout. Sorry, still learning this PS5. But if some of y'all didn't see the news, the next episode is going to be centered around Flashpoint. But as you see, I'm going to hit the lasso. I'm going to clip it with this hard light shield. I'm taunting him to me now. I'm going to keep doing my weapon combos, not blocking. That's about halfway. I'm going to go into my next shield. Hard taunt him to me again with that lasso. All right, neither one are off cooldown. I'm going to go ahead into another shield just to keep my butt up, and I'm taking a lot of damage here just to make sure I don't go down. Amazonian deflection. Again, I'm not going down. They're not, but I'm not either. I forgot to tell you to make sure you got that breakout trinket because we don't have a breakout power in. Also, if you don't have a boo, I suggest you get one when the seasonal comes around because, man, that Boo Jr. is so the Halloween seasonal, that is. He saved my butt so many times. He has that shield that he puts on for you just randomly, like right now out of the blue. that takes all kind of damage, and it'll save your butt and keep you alive. Really high on that. You just keep rotating these shields, and long as you don't get into a bigger hurry and get out of your rotation, you're going to stay alive. And if you stay alive, it keeps the group alive, and if the group stays alive, then you have a chance to be successful. And the game is fun. That's what it's all about, is being successful. And the group being successful, not just you doing a bunch of damage or you being a decent tank. It's all about you staying up and the group being successful. So hey, there you have it. There's my ice build and loadout updated for 2021, excuse me. Still living in the past. As you see, it's stout. I mean, it's hard as a pine knot. It works really well. I'm gonna try to pick them up. That's how strong my shield is. I'm still getting hit, and with this build, I'm able to pick them up. Remember, dom first as a tank, especially in this one. If you liked the video, give me a like. If you didn't like the video, give me a dislike. Tell me why you didn't like it. I'd like to know why, so I can improve and get better. I want to get better as a tank and get better with these videos. I really appreciate it. Just hit 250 subs. I need a whole bunch more, so if you haven't subbed, give me a sub, give me a like. Appreciate you. God bless y'all. Happy 2021. Make sure you sub if you haven't, and I'll talk to you later. Peace.